Shares in the video conferencing app Zoom have rallied after the firm reported record revenues and profits for 2020. Its earnings shattered analyst expectations as the pandemic turned what had been a little-known service into an indispensable tool for governments and companies alike. And investors are optimistic that the Zoom boom will continue in coming months, even as the world starts to turn the corner on the pandemic. Paolo Montecillo reports.
This virtual courtroom in Texas was the site of a different kind of catcall.
I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
In the UK, a member of parliament commits another furry faux pas.
Why apologize for my cat's tail? Why are you not doing this?
And in the US Congress, a Financial Services Committee hearing is turned on its head.
You're upside down, Tom.
These all took place on Zoom, the video conferencing app that's kept the world connected during the pandemic. And the abundance of Zoom Room bloopers reflects the platform's expansion over the past year. The company's fourth quarter results offer a clear picture on how big it's gotten. The company booked a profit of $260 million from October to December. That's 16 times higher than the same quarter in 2019. Revenues in the three-month period soared nearly 370% to $882 million. For all of last year, profits surged almost 900% to just short of $1 billion. That's after revenues reached $2.6 billion, both record highs for the company. Zoom is free for most users. The firm makes its money by charging for upgrades like longer meetings and calls with more participants. Those features are still in high demand, despite some governments easing social distancing restrictions.
There is confidence that work from home and hybrid working will continue for some time. Many economies still remain in lockdown. There is no hurry to go back to the office quite yet.
Zoom expects revenues to rise 40% this year. Company officials say the platform has proven its value, and even after the pandemic, there will be plenty of room for growth. Paolo Montecillo, TRT World.
Well, for more on this, let's go to Daniel Ives in New York. He's a veteran tech analyst and managing director at Wedbush Securities. Welcome back to the program, Daniel. So a 369% surge in revenue last quarter for Zoom. It's an impressive result for any company, especially during this pandemic. How did it manage to maintain that momentum last quarter?
Yeah, I mean, it's become a global artery. And that's something that's not slowing down in this work from home environment. It's really the poster child of collaboration. You're seeing on the consumer side, as well as in the enterprise and on the government. I think this is going to go well into the next few years. We think even on the other side of a vaccine, 30 to 40% of employees around the globe will be potentially permanently remote. That's bullish for Zoom. I think that stock continues to move higher on the overall work from home theme.
That's right, and for the fiscal year ahead, the company says it expects revenue growth of 42%, and that's even as life slowly returns to normal as vaccines are rolled out across the globe. Are you as optimistic about Zoom's prospects as the company seems to be?
Oh yeah, I think this is a company that's here to stay, and it's almost become the Microsoft of collaboration. It's really started to see that pot of gold and really monetize it. And this company, what they've been able to do, I don't think that that's slowing down. I think over the coming years they'll be acquisitive, further expand that moat, and I think Zoom has really become more and more of a player in the overall enterprise collaboration space. Look at Slack getting acquired by Salesforce.com. This just shows it's an arms race going forward, and Zoom's leading the pack.
Yes, and as you say, there are expectations that this work from home or work from anywhere trend is here to stay. The Zoom CEO, Eric Yuan, at least thinks so. But as the pandemic finally comes to an end, when that does eventually happen, do you expect that some more traditional businesses and companies might expect their employees to actually return to the office rather than work from home?
Oh, clearly, especially as we go into the summer, fall 2021, going into 2022, you'll start seeing more return to the office. events, conferences will start to happen in 2022. And that's going to be more moderated growth for Zoom, which is a positive for overall the globe and society. But I do think Zoom's here to stay. I think you're going to start to see that more and more in the framework and DNA of companies in terms of collaboration software. And with what was a fragmented market, we believe today they have 55%, potentially more market share of this space. And right now in collaboration, it's Zoom's world and everyone else is paying rent.
That leads me to my next question. As you say, they've pretty much cornered the market for the moment, but do you expect other tech companies, especially the giants like Microsoft, Facebook, might they look to muscle in on that territory?
Yeah, and they're going to muscle in. You saw Salesforce acquiring Slack. I think Microsoft with their teams continues to be strong. Facebook's going to get more into this, but they are trailing. I mean, a little late to the game in terms of looking at Zoom. I think it's going to be more acquisitive. I think you're going to see an M&A spree and collaboration over the coming, call it 6 to 9 months, with these large tech companies acquiring. I think Salesforce, Slack is just tip of the iceberg. And this is a Zoom-driven phenomenon as the companies really define the way that consumers and enterprises communicate with each other.
Okay, Daniel Ives from Wedbush Securities. We'll have to leave it there, but thank you again for joining us on the program.
Thank you.